It's not about the goal you achieve, it's about the person you become while chasing those goals. I'm starting a new series called The Quest for the Sub 240 Marathon, which is like a 6:05 minute per mile pace. You know, I've run 4 marathons in my lifetime, and I've only had one good one decent one, where I ran a 2:48:31. That was at CIM in Sacramento in December of 2015. All the other 3 marathons, including my Boston Marathon, were crap. You know, I just want to run something that I feel like matches my physical capabilities, basically. Because I always deal with like muscle failure, muscle fatigue, and I just never am able to run the kind of times that I know I can run, that fitness-wise I have in me. And I know you're thinking, well, what's different about this time? You've run 4. Why can't you get it right after all this time? You know, look at me and tell me there isn't something different about me this year. Okay? Dropping 30 seconds in my 5K, 2.5 minutes off my half marathon. Like, I am geared to go. And I just got back from Hawaii recently, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to do the triathlon that I had been training all year for, even before the new year. Ironically, all this training that I've done to step up my training has been in preparation for this triathlon in Hawaii. And then I get a stomach virus and I can't race. But after all that, a lot of people will be disappointed with that and be down about it. And it's unfortunate. It sucks. But doing all this training for that race has taught me something. It showed me that I have more that I can get out of myself, which is great. It's like the best thing ever for, you know, an enthusiastic, lifelong athlete like myself that is always looking to improve. And my marathon that I'm doing is going to be August 19th in Seattle, Washington. It's going to be a trail marathon, but trust me, it's a fast course. It's like compact gravel. It used to be a train track, and now it's just like a flat path. The beginning is like a 2.5 mile tunnel. You run in a tunnel with a headlamp, and then after that, the rest of it is just like surrounded by trees, going over bridges, like really scenic. The weather should be pretty good, although I will get some heat training in since it's a later in the year marathon, which is good because always good to be prepared for anything. And I'm gonna be I've been reading Jack Daniels, and reading that so I can get a sense of some more marathon specific training I can do to add in, and it'll help me make my training plan coming up, because I have about 20 weeks until the race. And my goal is to get up in my mileage, because I've always been a proponent of intensity over mileage, mainly because of time constraints in my schedule, since I work, 40-45 hours a week, really demanding work. But I've been able to get in, I think 12 hours a week of training I can manage. So in those 12 hours, I need to make it primarily about running, and then the rest I can do cross training to maintain, keep my fitness up and prevent injury and do stretching and drills and everything. And I'll go through all that in my training episodes, my marathon episodes, this whole series that I'm starting. My minimum goal is to do a sub 245, which will get me an automatic qualifier into Berlin, the Berlin Marathon. But my big goal is to break 240, and I think if everything is perfect, because my one marathon that I did that was good, I only averaged 47 miles a week, and I shouldn't have been able to run that kind of time on that mileage. I was shocked, but I had an out-of-body experience that day, and I just was stronger than I've ever been in that moment of hardship. Those last 10 miles. And if I have that kind of tenacity again, conditions are good, I'm feeling good, training going well. You know, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking sub 240 would be great. Sub 6 minute pace, which is a 237, would be icing on the cake. So my goal is like 237 to 239. And I know it seems pretty ambitious, but you got to have a goal that scares you. You know, I've never averaged more than 53 miles a week for a marathon buildup. I've never had a problem with motivation, but I've had a problem with maintaining consistent high mileage. Part of it because I'm afraid of my durability, but also it just, I don't know. I've never gotten stuck to a set schedule. I've always just kind of run on feel, trained willy-nilly, and it's worked for other distances really well, and I've enjoyed training, but I need to really just put my head down and work hard and abide by a Jack Daniels-esque training plan and try to hit some serious mileage for once. You know, build up to, I'm thinking averaging in the 60s would be good. Maybe even get up to like a peak of 70. We'll see. I don't know what I can do. This is all uncharted territory for me. I've never done more than 65, 70 miles in a week, and that was like one time. You know, I usually always do like 50, 55. So we'll see what happens. So I hope you guys will follow along with me on this journey. It's going to be a long one, but I'll document it well. And yeah, you know, I lost 8 pounds during my whole food poisoning, stomach virus debacle, whatever I had in Hawaii. I lost 8 pounds in 2 days. And I've been, over the last week, I've recovered. I have my appetite back. I have some energy back. I'm able to run again. And I'm really thankful. When you lose something like that just for a second, where you're just out for the count, sitting, you know, lying in bed all day, getting calf cramps at night because you're dehydrated and you can't take in fluids or food, and you can't train, obviously, you feel like for a moment you lose it all. You see what it's like to not have running, which is so precious to you in your life, and losing it all just for a glimpse just shows you, like, reminds you of how appreciative you are to have your fitness and have your health. And sometimes you need that to kind of give you that kick in the rear, like, hey, don't take it for granted, you know. So I'm really motivated and excited to do this marathon build up. And, you know, I want to have a marathon PR that matches all my other PRs. Something that I don't have to say, put an asterisk next to it or go, oh, well, I'm happy with it, but blah, 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 and all these excuses. I just want to run a super fast time and just blow everyone away. So that's my motivation. That's my thought process. And that's my goal. And I'll post some of my key workouts on Strava. Obviously, I'll mention them in these videos. And I'm keeping an Excel spreadsheet of all my mileage and all my workouts. So I'll definitely get more into that in the later videos.